And check. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, welcome into a new streaming. Today we are in Mexico City. We are flying the 737-800. We are going in a pretty interesting destination, which is this. I'm gonna show you very quickly because then we have to prepare the plane. So we're gonna depart from Mexico City, minimum VFR condition at the moment. I mean, you know that I really like to depart from Mexico City. Incredible departure. We have this volcano here around. Our procedure, oh yeah, we're gonna turn very close to those peaks here. Wow, this is pretty high. Look at this, 14,000 feet, but this is even way higher than that. And we're gonna go to this airport here, which is Oaxaca. Interesting. Looks like I've never been here. Looks like it's in the middle of some mountains. 2,400 meter runway, 5,000 feet high. Looks pretty interesting to me. So yeah, that's the plan. It's not an extremely long flight at all. 198 miles. Of course, we have the procedure to shoot, so it's gonna be a little bit longer than that. Okay, let's go immediately to prepare the PMDG because it can take some time to prepare it. Okay, let me go the overhead. All right, the battery and this. Okay, so actually I want to use the jetway. So let's remove that. I see that the plane is in pound. That's weird. So what I'm gonna do is go one sec to PMDG. Aircraft, restore original, confirm. So I'm gonna refresh it. Yeah, probably it's a long time that I don't fly this plane, but whatever. Execute. Okay. Display here and kilos. We want kilos just because I have sim brief set up in kilos. I don't want to change every single time I have to fly it. Okay. Ground power unit. Maybe not, I have to require it before. Let's require this. Let's open the door. Payload empty. Fuel 3 tons. Okay. Oops. Is it connecting? Yes, it is. And we should be able to have ground power now. Okay. Finally. Let's align IRS also. Okay. And let's start the boarding immediately without spending too much time because wait, no, we can't start anything. I mean, request and request all this stuff here. Yeah, using the default loader can take some time for sure. So the very first thing you want to do if you I mean, you can of course instantly load the plane. But I like to use the default loader. It's a cool feature. It's just present on the PMDG, so why not? So we are today carrying 155 passengers, and we can start boarding immediately, I guess. Yes. We are gonna need 6.5 tons of fuel, and cargo is 3.5. Wow, now it's called bag and cargo in SimBrief. This is new. They had this bag indication, but whatever. What I want to do is start refueling, which is apparently not possible at the moment. But 3.5, we're gonna split, of course. It's gonna be 1.8 on the front. All right, and 1.7 on the back here. Can we start refueling? Yes, we can. And we just have to wait the loaders here. All right. Yeah, as you can see, that's an interesting weather. Okay, now that we are boarding the plane, I want to show you something pretty cool. So I don't know if in Mexico we do have weather radar, satellite weather radar, but whatever. Look at this. They add in Volanta. There is this event of Jurassic Park. Pretty cool. I don't know how you're supposed to fly between this airport here. I guess just... Oh wow, you have T-Rex right on the airport. That's very interesting. Oops. No. That's very interesting. No, but maybe it's Velociraptor. I don't know. Should tell. But yeah, they had all this stuff. Yeah, I don't understand because it's a payware stuff. It's a it's a or BX or BX, whatever stuff. So yeah, you can't really have it. I thought it was like a default event, like they did for Top Gun, but apparently not. So yeah, that's quite kind of weird because you have to pay. I mean, of course, it's already still a bit of advertising, but yeah, that's kind of weird to be honest. But whatever. 1228 would be cool to have it. Would be cool to do to the flight around, but yeah, you're gonna use it like a couple of times and then forget it. Okay, we are loading everything here. FMS. Let me go here before. Let me see. Okay, no, we don't have it on the 7.3. Pausing it. GPS position. Request sim brief. Select route. Let me connect the iPad in the meantime, since we have to check the departure procedure. Okay, let's import this before. Is there any arrival? No. This is interesting. I spotted this airport before on flight radar 24. I want to investigate this. We can, I mean, the crew is gonna be quite short, but yeah, if we have time, I want to investigate a little bit. Well, it's full of traffic in El Salvador. Look at this. And I have to file the flight plan. So let me do it immediately. Okay. Alright, flight plan filed. This is also a real ops. It's a flight that is done in real life. I spot an Embraer doing it for Area Mexico and a 737 MAX. So yeah, not really the NG, but yeah, I guess in the past would be operated by the NG as well. Maybe also in the present, I don't know. I'm not an expert or Aero Mexico, I don't even know if they are still flying the 77G. I guess so. I mean, I'm pretty sure of it, but yeah, definitely not an expert of that airline, or this airline. So, altimeter 3037. Okay. Activate, execute. If you have any question, of course, feel free to ask. Okay, this should be fine. Yeah. Let me check. Alright, yeah, we have an airway. Okay, we have to check the departure procedure. And you know that I have to do this. Okay. So, it's not really showing in our chart. We're gonna need to manually find the departure. I guess is this? Yes. Wow. That's one chart for every single departure. We're gonna shoot this one, by the way. No, wait a second. It's the... wait. It's the Tavos 2 Alpha. Ah, wow. So we're gonna fly to the... yeah, right side of the volcanoes here. And that's a cool one. So we definitely have to climb. I mean, we are at 7,300 feet. We have to be over 18,500 feet at Mike X-ray 839, which is pretty close to the airport actually. That's gonna be interesting. So I guess we need to select climb climb without derate for this departure. We're gonna do it for sure. Yeah, other than that, I don't see any other particular stuff, to be honest. So this is the departure. and it's the runway 05 left and Tevos to Alpha. Execute. Okay. Are we doing good here? Yeah, we can remove this. So one cool thing about PMDG, if you're loading with the jetway, it's gonna take more time than stairs, of course, because we are just using one door, and that's simulated. So the two volcanoes should be actually there. Yeah. Well, it's not even visible. So we're gonna overfly toward those. But of course not over them. But it's gonna be a cool departure for sure. So now we just have to finish boarding. Okay, we have to align IRS as well. Okay, never mind. IRS aligned. And traffic. And traffic. Initial climb. Do we have an initial climb? Okay, I'm gonna set up 210 at least. We are gonna cruise 310. Okay, this can goes on. Let me do a bit of overhead preparation here. 310, the flight level, as I just said. Okay, it's all done. It's all done. Yeah, we just have to wait to finish boarding the plane. We are missing 20 passenger, and okay, this is finished. We can release. And at this point, we can also start up APU. Okay, APU starts. So in the meantime, we wait. We can do immediately the briefing of the taxi. So we're not gonna spend time on it later. So we're gonna push back on Papa Hotel. Runway 05 left is there. Papa Hotel, then Echo, I guess. And yeah, we can take Bravo 3, cross Bravo 3, and then take off 05 left. Okay, that's the plan. Let's go here. Let's check if there is a ATC. There is no ATC at all. Fantastic. Not really, but whatever. We are in a remote here. I mean, Mexico City is not that remote actually. There is control sometimes here. Last time we arrived here, actually, there was control, indeed. So, can definitely happen. Damn. Okay, we have to do this. So, 310. I always forget that you have to set up this page on the 73. Costing this 26. Zero fuel weight. I don't think it's still correct. No, it's 59.1. Yeah, it's still boarding. They are still boarding passenger. I mean, almost finished, but some of them. Reserve is 3.5. Transition altitude, that's fine. Cruise wind is 064, 10 knots. Okay. Execute. We finished boarding the plane. APU is starting. Let's calculate performance. So we have to be really accurate here. Okay, that's fine. So calculate takeoff. Okay, we don't have any derate, that's fine. Yeah, no, we have a derate of selected temperature. Actually, okay, it's 18 degrees outside. So, but I wanted to say we don't have any derate of incline, because usually if you change from takeoff 1 to takeoff 2, no, it's not doing that. But yeah, usually I used to match these two stuff. It's not mandatory, of course. For example, if you have a very short runway, but then you are in the middle of a nice lowlands without any elevation, you can just, for example, climb takeoff and then climb 2. On the opposite, if you have a very long runway, but then you are completely surrounded by elevation, you can do the opposite, so like that. But in this case, we're gonna select takeoff and select climb without any derate. 33 degrees here. Takeoff is gonna be flaps 5. 140, 140, 152. Let's see if it does match. 141, 143, 145. No, 141. Oops. 141, 143. And 145 is correct. CG and trim, let's import it here. And that's all fine. Okay, we release everything. Yeah. Let's go back here. So V2 plus 10, 155. All right, fly director, LNAV, VNAV. Okay. All right, we are ready for pushback. I mean, not really ready for pushback, we are ready to prepare for pushback. So electrical on the APU. Then. Okay. Windows it. This here and fuel pump. Okay. Let's go for pushback in the meantime. No, wait a sec. Let's remove external power and chokes. Okay. Let's go with it. Okay.
This is ground. Stand by.
All right. So. Okay, everything looks fine. Anti-collision light. We're ready to start up. And packs off. Landing altitude will be 5,000 feet. Let's set up immediately. Not 9,000. It's 5,000 feet. Okay. Transponder. Beacon is on.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift. Parking brake set. Lifting.
Let's give a check always if there is any traffic. I don't see any traffic, so we don't have to talk on frequency. I guess we should
You're
release
cleared
park.
for start and push.
Oh.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake. Parking brakes are released.
Okay.
Commencing pushback. Start.
Heading is 050 actually.
You will start in the sequence.
Okay. All right, let's start up. Starting number 2. Oh my god. No, what the fuck? That was completely wrong. I'm used to Airbus too much. I mean, I was... Or, let's say, auto start system. I was putting the fuel immediately, which is not the best thing to do. Let's go fuel in now. All right. Okay. Number 2 started. Starting number 1. Yeah, lower the volume now. Also because it's gonna be quite stronger than this when we are flying the plane. So I said I'm gonna cross in Bravo 3, yeah. Okay, that's fine. And fueling. Okay, and then.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
Parking brake
Parking
set.
brake set.
Let's go on takeoff page here and legs page here.
Ground. Startup is complete. You may disconnect. Roger. Good engine start.
Okay.
Disconnect. See you at the side. Have a good flight. Holding
Let's
position,
wait.
waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
Okay, this started to switch to off. Okay, engine stable. Let's do the after start. Electrical on the engine now. Forward entry. Oh yeah, I have to manually close the door. I'm gonna do it now. Packs. Isolation valve auto. APU bleed off. This can goes on. APU can goes off. Let me close the door. Yeah, because if you use the jet way, you have actually to manually close the door. If you use stairs, it's not like that, of course. Okay, continues here. Seatbelts are on. Yeah, everything looks fine. Let's go, flaps 5. Yeah, this camera is pretty far. I should have done it. I should have set it like here. More than there. I'm gonna set it here actually. Super far. Yeah, I'm gonna do a flight control check here on the wing view. It's pretty cool to do. Full left and full right. Yeah, it's full. Okay, so flaps 5 set. Auto brake RTO. This can be armed. Trim is 488. 4.88, of course. Terrain on. We are completely surrounded by terrain. Taxi light. And yeah, let's go. Let's taxi. Always check if there is traffic and controllers. Brake release. Oh, looks, we are quite high. We're very high actually, 7,300 feet. Look how long it's taking the plane to start moving. Our engine is quite derated compared to sea level. To sea level. So, oops. So we definitely more power than the normal to start moving the plane. Yeah, this is a better view for sure. So I'm curious if you're able to see some volcanoes. There are some coal around here, but yeah, there are clouds. Let's see if we can break through and see some top. Because there is a very high volcano around Mexico City, which is 18,000 feet high. So yeah, that's a cool one to see. Let's see if we're lucky today. Left here. We can see a little bit of skyline there. Pretty cool. This is a LID. Yeah, I don't think. I mean, this is not imported livery. This livery comes with PMDG. So I would be quite surprised if they have LID lights, but I don't know. I don't like them, especially during night. It's very hard to see in the sim, at least, of course. I guess in real life they are way better than this. So we have to cross here. Do we have any traffic approaching? No, everything is very far. Look at this traffic. Wow. I don't know where it is. Okay. This one is Bravo 3. Let's go. So running turn off. Continues. Strobe lights. So we can just line up and, I mean, we have to cross here. I'm not gonna announce any cross because there is no traffic basically. But let's expedite. Let's simulate that there is actually traffic on ground. So let's give some power. Let's expedite our cross here. We don't want to stay into the runway too much. That's quite obvious. Okay. So yeah, yesterday we flew over Europe. We were lucky to find some control during the departure. And today we are back to remote areas. I mean, again, Mexico is not that remote, but in VATSIM it's quite remote, except from Mexico City probably, but yeah, all the rest is not really. I mean, there is not really much coverage usually. Okay, landing lights. Okay, we're good to go. 40%. Look at this should be the volcano. Should be around there somewhere. So again, it's gonna be quite a strong climb. We need to climb quite fast. And let's go. Brake release. Ugh. Brake release. And toga. Oh yeah. Pretty cool. Ooh, center line. Yeah, a bit of wind from the left.
V1, rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. Wow, a bit windy, of course. And there we have Mexico City Airport with the nice volcanoes on the back there. Wow. What a departure. Look at this city. Enormous city, of course. Wow, super cool. Yeah, look at those houses there. Look at those houses. Look at this. Okay, derate. I mean, not derate, but climb power set. Pitch down. Autopilot. Alright. Is this a lake? Oh yeah, it's kind of... I mean, it's not really a natural lake, of course, but yeah. Some artificial stuff for sure. Look at this mountain we have here. Pretty high. Okay, let me do a little bit of after takeoff. Procedure in the 7-3. Okay. So we're gonna turn soon. So yeah, the one that we are seeing in our weather radar should be this. Not the highest one. Fish speed check flaps 1. Okay. I remind you, we just took off from Mexico City. We are going to Oaxaca airport. Really interesting one in Mexico. Speed check flaps up. Okay. Yeah, I'm wondering if we are able to spot some volcanoes here. Yeah, there is one just in front of us. Let's keep climbing, of course. Okay, we have a constraint. Fantastic. Yeah, I don't want to accelerate at the moment. We're climbing 3,000 feet per minute. That's fine. Running turn off can goes off now. So the elevation is to our left. But yeah, it's full of cloud at the moment. Let's see if we're able to break through and see the top, at least, of the volcanoes. They are very close, actually. Even if we can't spot them, they are quite close to us at the moment. Okay, keep climbing. Well, I don't think we were able to be at flight level 180 in 8 miles, to be honest. Yeah, we have a constraint. I don't think we are able to be accurate on that. So now... Oh, wow. No. Too much. I should be able to see some terrain here. Come on. Okay, yeah. There we have it. 1 and 2. This is the highest, of course. What was 1 you know, was 17. I have to find it. Wow, Navigraph geographical chart is tremendous. Okay, it's right here. It's 70,800 feet high. It's pretty high peak. Yeah, maybe we are able. I mean, we are. Ooh, look at there. Wow. Yeah, I definitely can spot some big volcano behind this cloud here. Yeah, I think we will be able to see some peak pretty soon. As soon as we are, yeah, climbing over these clouds here. Okay. So now we're gonna accelerate. Yeah, I don't think we are. Ooh, wow. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow. That was incredibly cool. And even there we have volcano. Yeah, Mexico City is one of the best departures in the world. Because these volcanoes actually are really close to the airport. So you can have a nice view on them. Okay, we're not above flight level 185 according to the constraint. We are accelerating quite a lot now. Wow, okay, it's fine. It's fine. Landing lights off. Oh my god, look at this. Oh, wow. Oh yeah, we're gonna definitely have a nice view on them. This looks very inactive, to be honest. I don't know, but yeah, looks like this one looks more. They had more recent activity. And behind there we have another one. Wow, yeah, what a nice view. What color even. Yeah, one thing I like about 2020 is that terrain is very stable. It's not like 2024 that you have like every time you turn your camera you have the terrain like generating. It's a little bit weird. I guess again it's due to the cloud stuff. Yeah, probably it's quite obvious. But yeah, I really appreciate to have few gigabytes in my SSD instead of hundreds. Oh yeah, with some okay, we have to. Yeah, we're pretty low still. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool. Wow. This looks like a small cone, volcanic cone. Let's get a view. Wow. That's an amazing departure. That's an amazing departure. We can go direct to Tavos, by the way. Oh yeah. Yeah, last time we depart from Mexico City, we were doing like a path like this. So on the other side of these two volcanoes, keep climbing. No. Let's go flight level 290. Let's give us speed intervention. Sorry, altitude intervention. Yeah, so we were flying on that direction. This time we came from this side here, which is well, I mean, this departure is really nice. Probably better than the other one. This is gonna be an interesting, I mean, nice departure. Now we're gonna give a quick cruise and then start preparing for our destination, which is a very interesting one today. Look at that, look at this view with the volcanoes there. Mexico City is right below those clouds there. Our nice 737 accelerating now. I mean, not really, it's climbing mainly, yeah. A 290 below? Wait a sec. I was below altitude constraint, not above. Oh wow, that's very interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting. Why they keep you below flight level 185 in a place like this. I mean, this stuff is 80,000 feet, so yeah, that's, I mean, of course, it's due to probably traffic, probably some arrival procedure that are on the same path or crossing path. But yeah, that's quite surprising. So yeah, I have to say, probably for the fact that 2020 is on the SSD, it looks way more loaded, especially after the last update of 2024. Looks way more. The terrain looks way more accurate, let's say, with higher resolution compared to now, especially when you are in cruise. Yeah, this is extremely good in a frame per rate still. So I don't know. Now you can of course download. I don't know if you can download all the digital terrain model for 2024. You can download planes for sure. But yeah, with 2020 still very, very sharp. Really nice sim still. The only big difference is cloud. That's incredible because one famous stuff about 2020 was cloud itself, but in 2024 are way much better, which is outstanding. But yeah, I should do of course the same flight. Hello JR, how are you? Yeah, we should do the same flights because usually I don't really fly in the same areas on the two sims. Because in 2020 I just fly the 737 mainly. So yeah. But yeah, it's still very good. Still very good sim. Yeah, of course, the flight model is way better on 2024 overall. But we don't have PMDG, so I will be curious to feel how this plane fly in 2024 when they release it. So we're almost at Tevos. We're gonna turn left there, and it's the end of our procedure actually. Yeah, then technically we could go direct to the initial fix of our arrival. Sorry, our approach. We don't have any arrival today. And now we're gonna get some headwind actually after the turn. Okay, that's fine. I mean, okay, we can climb 310 now. Okay, I'm gonna go direct to Okubi at least. Let's expedite a little bit. Let's go. Let's see the turn from here. Okay. What an area, by the way. Incredible area. Super, super cool. I mean, in South America, it's full of really interesting airport. Quito, of course. I mean, Mexico City. Also, Bogota is pretty cool. What else? Well, I mean, La Paz. Yeah. Also, La Paz, we used to fly in 2020. We used to fly in Bolivia with 2024. It's actually very good. So, no, sorry, in Peru, not Bolivia. Which I want to fly soon there again. And we have to fly in Colombia as well in 2024. Okay, so we are almost in cruise. As you can see here, the top of the sun is not that far from us. It's not a long flight again. And now it's the very boring time, but needed, in which we have to check the arrival procedure. So we're gonna be at Oax at the end of our flight plan. And from there we need, oh my god, okay. I didn't expect that. Oh, nice. We need a VOR approach today. Okay, that's very interesting. We don't have other options, so it's gonna be a VOR approach. It's gonna be a VOR approach. This is extremely interesting if you don't know anything about VOR. This is your live stream for sure. So, VOR approach need an extremely good preparation to be shoot properly. You don't have, basically the big difference between a VOR and an ILS approach is that you don't have any kind of vertical you don't have a glide slope, so you don't have any kind of vertical indication, at least in your PFD. You do have them in your charts. So we are expected to be at 7,300 feet, 5 miles 5 miles from the VOR of Oaxaca, Oscar Alpha X-ray. From there, we are gonna descend. This is a high degree VOR also, it's 3.62. So it's a higher VOR than the normal and VOR approach. And you basically have to follow this path here. So, as you can see. I was checking this stuff, well, whatever. So, this basically tells you that if your ground speed is 160 knots, your vertical speed after, when you start descending, so after 5 miles DME from the VOR, it's have to be around 1,000 feet per minute, which is gonna probably be the case for us because, I guess our ground speed will be around there, maybe 150. So we're gonna be at 950 feet per minute on the vertical speed. But yeah, then you have some check. I don't see any check here, unfortunately, to confirm that you are in the right path. But oh yeah, this is even more interesting. Okay, but yeah, so we really have to be fully configured at 5 miles DME from the VOR, start descending, probably 1,000 feet per minute to the minimum, 5,840 feet. And it's VFR conditions, so we're gonna switch to visual at some point, of course. And yeah, that's it. That's basically how you shoot a VOR approach. The point is that in a 737 it will be way harder than, of course, a small plane. That's quite obvious because the plane is very fast itself. Yeah, so that's it. I'm not gonna spend too much time. I guess also that in the in the 737 you're gonna have a vertical deviation anyway, even if you're shooting a VOR approach. I guess that this happened also in Bolivia. And if I well remember, yeah, we will have a vertical deviation, like an air nav, like in an air nav approach, basically. Oh yeah, so this stuff here, we experienced a really nice bug in the 737 MAX default one in 2024, in which basically we weren't able to switch from ES speed to max speed. We were able to see it here, but not in our PFD, so this stuff here wasn't switching at all. And we had to press manually descend now, but as you can see, descend now is also present in the NG version, and this just indicates that you want to descend immediately, so you're just gonna move your top of descent to your current position. Okay, so arrival VOR, it's VOR Zulu, it's completely fine. Transition OX execute. It's gonna calculate again our top of descent, which is moved by a lot, honestly. Let's import wind. Again, if you have any question about the VOR approach, just ask. And now I'm gonna show you the approach again, because we have to copy some information. Descent forecast. Come on. Wait. Okay, load. Before here, I'm just importing the wind. I should have done it before, but whatever. Now we have to import the wind of our descent path in our descent path. Okay. So let me show you again, because we are missing two information, which is the frequency 112.0 and the final radial will be 012. Okay. So in one important condition that you need when you're shooting a VR approach, in my opinion, is be fully configured when you're starting the descent, because it's gonna be extremely difficult then dealing with your vertical speed, because your vertical speed, of course, changes with your wait a sec, change with your ground speed. So if you start dropping flaps after you start descending, you will have to continuously adjust your vertical speed. In this approach today, we just have 5 miles. We will have no time at all to do that. So today's particularly is very important to be ahead of the plane. Let's try. I mean, I don't guarantee we were able to shoot it the first try. It's not that common to shoot a VR approach with a 737, but I mean, whatever. Let's go. 012. 012. This is the kind of procedure that if you never did some nice GA sim training, let's say, I mean, a nice period with GA, shooting a basic approach with analogic instrument, VOR stuff, NDB, you will be really in a struggle then. I guess again that the 737 have a vertical deviation anyway, so we will have a big gap. We will have a big gap in any case. But whatever. Okay. Nice. So we are 20 miles from top of descent. We can descend 12,000 feet. I'm gonna descend initially at flight level 210. As always, I'm gonna start descending with vertical speed. This is an interesting destination again. It's in the middle of mountains, 5,000 feet high, 2,500 meter runway, which is not that long considering that we are already receiving the VR, by the way. That yeah, we are 5,000 feet high. Wow, look at this terrain detail. Oh, in South America, again, some areas of South America are incredible. Look at those volcanoes. Wow. Are we able to see the ocean? Yeah, this is the coastline. Yeah. Again, if you miss it, look at this new stuff here. Yeah, I should take also a photo of the plane. Do we have time? I don't think we have time now. No, we have to descend in 5 miles. Less than 5 miles. Okay. So be ready. We are about to descend. Oh yeah. And vertical speed. 1,000 feet per minute. Initially. We start our descent into Oaxaca Airport, Mexico. Really interesting airport. I just did all the recap 1 second ago, so I will not repeat it. Well, that's interesting because we start descending Mach 7.5, but our target speed for descent is 268. So okay, I'm gonna keep this speed now for the moment. We are always behind the plane on the vertical path, so let's expedite a little bit. I mean, not expedite, but let's use more indicated airspeed so we can easily catch the vertical path in case. So we can descend 12,000 feet again, but yeah, for now, flight level 210. Now, basically, this number here is gonna start reducing really soon because our vertical. I mean, I guess, yeah, of course, we are descending 1,000 feet per minute, so it's gonna happen pretty soon. All right. Alright, we can go direct to all Oscar Alpha X-ray action. Oh wow, big change on the direct. As you can see, 12,000 feet or above. Oh no. It's back. And there we go. Now there is this change, so now it's catching us. We're gonna let the team catch us for a bit, and we're gonna increase our vertical speed soon. Not soon, but when it's needed. Okay. So this is already the final. We don't need any other radial today. Because yeah, we have the GPS track. We're gonna use it. I don't even know if we need the VOR actually, but of course I set it up in case. Mainly we need the DME. I mean, we're gonna see the position of the airport. Yeah, as you can see, we have also GPS track. But yeah, mainly we need a DME to know when start descending. Again, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a vertical path. So that will be an addition. That's gonna be really helpful, of course. Terrain back on. As you can see, the vertical path is catching us now. And we can start increasing our descent rate, 1,500 feet per minute. Okay. And we can descend. Flight level 190. Altimeter at destination is 30.22. Let's calculate performance. Runway 01. Okay. Our current weight is actually 63.7. Yeah, that's fine. We're gonna burn 300 kilos of fuel. Okay, let's try to break through. I don't know if it's gonna be enough. Probably not. Okay. Okay, yeah, definitely not gonna be enough auto brake through. So I'm gonna set auto brake free. Also, the terminal is at the end of the runway. As you can see, we are really on the edge. Auto brake free is quite a strong brake power. We can, of course, use max brake. That's gonna definitely make us brake in time. Again, 2,500 meter runway is not that short for a 737-800, but that combined with the altitude, 5,000 feet, it's definitely on the edge. And so we're gonna use auto brake free, and as always, auto brake is just an automatic system. You can always use max braking with your pedals or your keys. I don't know if you don't have rudder pedals, but yeah. So I'm gonna use auto brake free even if it's on the edge. In case I need, I will brake manually. And we have to descend faster than this. 1,800. Okay. Let's give a check outside as well. Wow. Gear down view. Already set. That's very interesting, by the way. Very interesting destination. Okay, are we catching the vertical path? Not at all. 2,000 feet per minute. I'm quite surprised because we are even faster than the target speed for descent. Okay, let's go. Let's accelerate the descent. I mean, I don't care. Yeah, because now... Okay, let's see. 2,500 feet. Now we are definitely catching it. But also overspeeding. Okay, it's not needed. That for 2,300 should be fine enough. So the airport should be, yeah, in this valley here. Yeah, for sure. It's around there somewhere. Any traffic? I don't think so at all, but let's give a check. Alright. So we can fly in Mexico also in 2024 with the Phoenix. There is an airline called Volaris, I guess, which is operating in Mexico. Oh yes, inside this 73, I really like the 73, so why not? Look at this, by the way. Incredible. Incredible terrain. Digital terrain model and colors. So satellite images, basically. Really cool. Okay, now we catch the vertical path. Let's reduce our descent rate. Zoom in. So let's... okay, we don't have any speed constraint actually. Alright. Yeah, I don't want to get there too fast. 2000 feet per minute should be fine. So let's maintain 2000 feet per minute. Even less probably, it's fine. Because now we are also slowing down. It's almost finished the flight. We're gonna get there, but I can't tell you precisely. 6:32, so yeah, in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes we are gonna be on ground, if we don't have to go around, of course. But yeah, the destination airport is around here, so it's in sight already. Okay, let's descend. 12,000 feet. We have to switch to local pressure, which is 3022. Let's go. The total time is well, it really depends on the plane. With the 737 is I mean 40 minutes. Yeah, 40 minutes probably. It's 200 miles, nautical miles. So yeah, around 40 minutes. Okay. We're almost there. We have to slow down also. I don't want to get there so fast. So after Oscar Alpha X-ray, we can descend 9,000. Yeah, we really have to be aware about the speed, of course. I remind that this is a VOR approach, even though we're gonna have a vertical track, of course. Go around is 6,000. Yeah, 6,800. Okay. Zooming. So we should be able to see the airport now. It's right in front of us, of course. I mean, we are inbound the VOR. Yeah, is this is the runway, I guess. Yeah, should be this one. Oh, pretty cool. We are doing okay with the vertical path. We are fine. We can also reduce our vertical speed now. And yeah, we can reduce even more, to be honest. I want to slow down, so 250 knots on the speed now. Let's see if we're able to slow down a little bit. 1,500. Okay, auto brake, sorry, speed brake armed. Landing lights on. Let's cycle the speed seat belts. Of course, I forgot about them, though I don't care. This can go continuous. Yeah, we really need to slow down. We are slowing down a little bit. We can of course use speed brakes, which I'm gonna use probably pretty soon. I'm gonna use now actually. Wow. What a place, by the way. Extremely beautiful. Oh my god. Yeah, this is the airport. Yeah, I touched this. Okay. Very cool. Okay, speed brake. Speed to 40. So we can drop flaps. Let's slow down this bird. Look at this. Okay. We're not slowing down. Wow. We're not. Our vertical speed is not that high. Okay, let's try 1,000 feet per minute. Okay, 1,000 to go. Let's descend the 9000 now. Okay, now we are on the vertical path, slowing down below 230 knots, sorry, 250 knots. We can drop flaps in the 737. So I'm gonna set up flaps, speed 220 knots. Okay. Alright, speed check, flaps 1. Wow, that's really amazing. Wow, didn't expect to be so cool. Okay, we don't need speed brake anymore. Speed on up. Speed check, gear down. Okay. We are losing the vertical path. Slow down, speed on 1. Increase this. Speed check, flaps 2. Okay. Check this side as well. Wow. It's an amazing place. Okay, we're catching the vertical path now. Speed on 2. Approach speed is wow, 151. That's quite fast. Oh yeah, that's definitely fast. Consider that we have to maintain 1000 feet per minute if we have a ground speed of 160 knots. It's a 3.6 angle VOR approach. Yeah, that's very interesting. Speed check, flaps 5. What a place. And 8200. Yeah, let's do it already. Let's go here. Speed on 5. Landing lights on. Let's turn on everything. I guess I did all the fly with the engine starting continuous, but never mind. Luckily it's a sim. Sometime. Okay, on the turn. And speed check, flap 15. Okay. Speed on 15. 151 approach speed, correct, yeah. 1000 feet per minute. Ground speed is very, very high. It's gonna be high for sure because, yeah, 151 approach speed and we are at 5000. I mean, we're gonna land at 5000 feet. I don't think we're gonna get, I mean, just 10 knots of difference between. Of course, as you know, the more higher you go, the much difference you have between your ground speed and your indicated airspeed. We are below the path now, but that's fine. That's completely fine. We are in time to drop some flaps. Level off. Okay. Let's keep flap 15. We're gonna drop flaps 30 after the next waypoint. Altitude acquisition. Or acquiring, I don't know. Altitude hold. So we can pre-select 7,300 feet, is that correct? Yeah. 7,300 feet. Okay. Some wind. Actually, oh wow, the meter is, I just saw the meter is from 5 hours ago. Yeah, that's not the best for sure. Heading on final. 012. Ground speed is pretty high still. And vertical speed, let's descend. Flaps 30. Okay. What a beautiful place. Look at this. Okay, don't get too distracted. 151 on the speed. I didn't set the minima. Oh my god, that's very bad. It's around 800 feet. Which I will not in time. I will not in time to set it for sure. Maybe yeah. Yeah, maybe yeah. It's 874. Okay. There we go. Minima set. I'm gonna use the radio, of course, because yeah, I have no time to set the barometric. So now we can continue descend 5,800 feet. 1,000 feet per minute. And we should be fine. We should be on profile. We are, of course, we can switch to VOR now. Yeah, we are perfectly aligned with that. I see the runway. Flaps, I mean, plane is fully configured to land. So at this point, why we're not descending 1,000 feet per minute? Come on. Okay, at this point, autopilot off. Auto throttle off. And let's go visual. Okay, go around is 6,800. Let me go back to here. So now I'm fully visual. Check.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Continue. Okay, I see 3 white. That's fine. Let's try to be on the... okay, 2 white. It's fine, it's fine.
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Touchdown reverse. $60 reverse in manual braking. Wow. Oh my god. That was an incredible approach. Oh my god. Wow. Oh my god, that was so good. I mean, doing visual is every time super challenging. But yeah, when you're able to shoot it properly, it's a nice satisfaction. Wow, what an approach! Oh yeah, this was very cool. For me, it was incredibly cool to shoot. The touchdown is fantastic in this kind of runway. Okay, Pew starting. Oh yeah, that was amazing. We did some cool approaching. I mean, we did 7-3 recently. We flew in La Paz last week. I mean, that feeling that I have with the 7-3, especially when I start using it a little more, is incredible. Not even with the Phoenix, but not because of Phoenix, of course, because of Airbus. Yeah, I don't have with Airbus with auto trim with auto throttle. I don't have that feeling to have the plane in control like I have in the 737. And you're basically just using, as you are supposed to do, just using throttle to control, just using power, sorry, to control pitch. And the PMDG is very well simulated. That was an amazing approach. All the approach, I mean, also the scenery, the surrounding, incredible place. The airport is not that bad. I don't know why the standing spot. I was checking the airport before from the menu, and yeah, you can just spawn in some strange area. I don't know why, but whatever. That was fantastic for me. Super cool. VR approach today and visual. Switch to visual as you normally do. I mean, you're not supposed to be at 100 feet from the runway when you shoot a VR approach. Especially if you have good visibility, it's nice to just switch to visual quite immediately. Also for training, I mean, it's always cool to shoot on a visual approach. Super satisfying. Okay, stop here. Super satisfying. Landing, taxi lights off. Electrical on the APU. Okay. Engine off. Transponder off. Let's call some service. And let's wait a couple of seconds. Look at them. Wow, super cool. I mean, really suggest you this airport. Runway 01, Mike Oscar X-ray. And if you want to do a real ops, I mean, there is the flight from Mexico City itself. Okay. Can I call not still? Incredible destination. It's a classical. I mean, when we go in South America, it's always... I mean, there are a few places that are... I mean, of course, there is all the Brazilian flat area. I don't think it's that incredible. Even if... I mean, it's very interesting, of course, because it's so remote. I'm wondering which kind of airports are there. But yeah, if you're flying Los Andes and that area, it's always incredible. I mean, it's just incredible. Axe off. This can goes open. External power. APU off. And okay. Nice. Anti-collision light is off. There we are. Alright, that's it for today. That was an amazing flight. I was so struggling to find a flight today, and at the end I choose this. Okay, let's go to fly 2020 Aeromexico stuff. Wow, what a choice. Incredible flight today. So tomorrow probably we're gonna fly. I have two options. We're gonna fly either the Kodiak from Bulgaria, I guess. Yeah, from Bulgaria to Turkey. It's part of my world tour project. Or we can fly the Vision Jet. Vision Jet from Poland to Milano Linate. But we're gonna do either of, I mean, both these flights during week. I just don't know if we're gonna do one on Wednesday, one on Friday, or the opposite. And yeah, then we're gonna do a flight with the Phoenix again. We have some option with the Phoenix. Probably I'm gonna do Rome to Florence if I really feel challenging. If I have time, I'm gonna do something easier. Let's say easier. I mean, not really easier actually, but for example, as we saw yesterday, I don't know, Lampedusa, Pantelleria. There are some very cool areas there. Okay. Yeah, full plump should be off. Alright, so I wish you a very nice evening, and See you next.